Hey everybody on YouTube, Free Swimmer here. I've been working, living life, messing with the Harleys, taking care of the wife, just because it seems like the right thing to do, not because she specifically needs it. Thank God for that, but just sitting in here in front of the fish tank, and over the past few weeks, about a month, I've been really pondering. At the time I built this, it was everything I could ever imagine I knew as I got older. You know, like when, let's say, when I get to my 70s, I'd never want to be building something like this. I'd probably want just time to just look at it and be fascinated with it. But also that brings to pass a thought about maintenance. I find myself climbing on top of this occasionally. If there is ever a fish that passes away, I have to climb across. You see that end right there is a board. That's a 2x6, 2x8. Goes all the way from one side to the other. Over there. Here, I'll actually show them to you. It actually goes from one side to the other. I lay on that and go to the back, and same thing on the other side. If I have to do any nifty maintenance or anything, I just get on that board, that plank, and go all the way across to the back. And so where this leads me is, I've been thinking about downsizing. With the electricity, I've got 3 1,000 watt heaters in here. I've got a 5,000 gallon per hour return pump. I have a 900 gallon per hour return pump on my up above sump. There's just so much going on. I got power strips everywhere. I got 8 lights up there. They're LED, so they're not doing bad there, but there's just so much going on. I'm thinking if I was to downsize, considering going to building my best tank yet. Won't be the biggest, but everything that I've learned talking about making everything accessible and perfectly functional with a 420, which would be 8 feet by 3.5 deep, 8 feet wide. I'll build it about 30 inches high, but the water level only has to be 24 inches high to achieve that. But if I go 30 inches high, I can leave it open top, not have any concerns of the fish jumping. Like this one here. This one, the water level is about 27. And it's about 34 inches total frame to frame. Anywho, the 210 gallon sump will still be used. That will still be functional. I'm happy with that. I'll just change. I'll downsize the pump. But here lies the situation. This is the room it's in. I built a handy dandy custom redneck cat tower, cat food, cat pan area there. I will have to build the tank right here because there's no getting a 3.5 foot deep tank 8 feet wide. I don't have access to any of my door jambs, doorways. This tank's already here. Then I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to keep the fish. Build the tank here, have a small area to go between it. Then break down the big tank. It's a lot to ponder. I'm confident when the time comes I'll have a plan that'll function, but I actually went looking at, just for the heck of it, looking at glass tanks. My goodness, I remember years ago, about 10 years ago, I had a 225 gallon tank. It managed to lose the seal on me and went all over the house, but that was a different story. But when I bought that, it was around $700. Now a 210 gallon tank is $1,300. And they're not drilled. I'm going to be doing my own drilling. I've got a fancy, I'm going to do a slimline rear overflow box, so there'll be no floor space with these Stockmans. And I'm going to come right over the top on each side with my spray bars, so I won't be running pipe all over the interior of the tank. But back to what I was saying about prices. So I'm looking at I've already got my glass. I've got it from when I did my very first 360. I've still got that glass for a front panel. And I got a lot of pieces here I could reuse if I chose to. So, anywho, about $750 to $800 tops building my own. A 300-gallon glass tank, $5,300. I have no interest in spending that kind of money for a tank when I can build it myself. So anyway, I wanted to say hello to everybody. This is what Free Swimmer's basically been doing. The gang's all here. Everything's pretty much the same. I have had a few fish over the past 6 months. a couple I think, like the little black skirts. They don't have a long life, and they're close to 5 years old now. Some of them, the majority of them, have aged out. I lost one silver dollar. I lost one Jurapari a while back. I'm down to 2 Severum, the gold Severum. I'm down to 2 Waru. When I first set up my water treatment system, I did not realize that it did not take out heavy metals. And so I stopped using any water conditioner at all when I first installed it. And after 4 months I started to see some really bad laboring with the fish, and come to find out it was because the water was basically poisoning them. Even though I had a water conditioner, it took out chlorines, chloramines, and heavy like sediments. It didn't take out the heavy metals and stuff. So that's what the Nova Quil Plus does, take out heavy metals. I still buy that in the gallons because I still do between 200 and 400 gallon water changes. It's another thing I won't be having to do anymore. Oh well, I'm done rambling. Just wanted to touch base with the community and let everybody know what I've been up to. Have a great rest of the weekend. Later.